All right, we've got Kamani Hamilton and MJ Russell for you guys. We'll start questions today with Paul over here to the player's right.
MJ and Kamani, this is for both of you guys. What's it like to get that kind of extended minutes early in your college career and for Coach Jans to trust both of you guys early in the season?
Kamani, go ahead and start.
It means a lot to me, just all the work we have came and did up here since state. We've been up here since the summer, just grinding each and every day, and I'm just happy to be that Coach James can trust us and put us out there.
MJ?
It's exciting. Like, knowing that we practice every day hard with, our teammates who all give 100% as we go out every day. They, as well as our teammates trusting us, as well as the coaching staff, it just feels great.
I guess for both of you, MJ first, what did you kind of see on that dunk, and what was kind of your thought once I know you were down on the ground for a second there too, what was kind of going through your head when you completed that? And Kamani, what's it like, watching that happen?
MJ, lead it off.
Well, during the moment when I was coming down the lane, I was like, I hope somebody under here so I can dunk it. But then after I dunked it, I was just like, I hope it went in. Then when I got up, everybody was around me. I was like, yeah, it went in.
So did you not know initially?
Nah, I honestly didn't even know.
Kamani, your reaction to the dunk?
Well, for me, like when I seen him, like I knew he was gonna go and dunk it because like I know MJ. So when it happened, like he just turned me up. I started hopping everywhere. Like I got happy, real happy for my teammate. Like that's what I do.
Okay, we'll go to Jack here in the middle.
We saw you guys, press a lot during that game. I guess what's that kind of like, even being up a lot of points and just putting that pressure on defensively? And I guess how important it is for you guys to just play physical on defense, to kind of crack that rotation?
Kamani, take the lead.
Coach Jans, like he preaches defense, so it's like we're gonna bring that energy every game with pressing people and trying to turn people over. That's just how we're gonna play every night.
Any questions, raise your hand for the players. We'll go over here to Steph, back to Steph, and then we'll go over here to Danny P to the players left.
MJ, for you, you had a pretty good stretch there in the first half. I think you played like 4 minutes. You got a couple steals, a layup, an assist, a block. You drew a charge. I mean, what kind of contributions are you looking to add, when you only have about, 4 minute stretch to go on the court and kind of prove your play?
Pretty much anything that's needed. I obviously want to bring energy when I come in because, you can never go wrong with bringing energy, but getting rebounds, hustling, do all the dirty work. As a freshman, that's something I should be willing to do.
Now, I just talk about, I think Tolu and maybe DJ had 10 points apiece, but everything else was kind of spread out evenly, even all the way around, really. Just talk about the balance this team showed today.
The balance is like we share the ball. Like we're going to share the ball well. We're going to play well with each other. And we know, like, it's everybody get touches, everybody get a groove, and that just get the whole team going.
Yes, sir.
We'll go to the second row to the players right, and Theo with the glasses.
Oh, was that necessary?
Well, it's for the players so they know who you are.
I know. Pine Bluff kept it really close with TCU and Oklahoma. Obviously, you guys kind of changed that, got out ahead. How important was it to kind of build that lead early on?
MJ, you take that.
They was a good team, they came out, they competed well with us, but, at the end of the day, we wanted to come out there and win. So that's what ended up happening.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go back to Paul and then to Steph to wrap it up.
It's MJ, obviously how many guys Jans plays is dictated sometimes by the game and the score and all that, but did he kind of allude to y'all before the game, coming off a quick turnaround, coming from Philadelphia 48 hours later and knowing he needed more fresh legs? Was that kind of have a good idea that a lot of you guys were going to play today?
Honestly, no. He gives us, he's kind of surprised us with that. Our guys, even though, they play games, hard games, fought games, they still compete no matter what. And with us coming off the bench, he just showed that he trusted us. So we glad he did that.
Steph, wrap us up.
For both of you, Kamani, you can go first. I mean, Tolu didn't have his typical scoring night. He had 10 points and 7 shot attempts. But, what have you guys been able to learn from him about other ways that, he as a veteran can contribute to games when maybe the shot's not falling?
Tolu always make sure he talks to us. Like, he help us out so much on the court. Like, just being a leader and just being a vet and helping us, telling us what we're doing wrong and just helping us get better as a player.
And the same thing what he said, like he talks to us throughout the whole game. Even though like he might not have his typical night, he's still gonna communicate with us and be a leader as he should.
All right. Thank you. We'll have Coach Jansen.
from Chicago. You can lament with her.
All right, we'll start questions with Paul Jones.
Coach, obviously no surprise that you played a lot of guys, and I think 13 in the first half. How important was that, especially with Rams not 100% and you guys coming off a game Friday night and a long road trip?
Yeah, it was great. Certainly you don't know how the game's going to unfold. Didn't have, a plan to do that. I may have thought about it in the back of my mind if we had a situation where we could play a bunch of guys and just see how they look with the other guys that are playing, most of the minutes. It's one thing to play at the end of the game, but it's a whole different situation to play in the guts of the game. And it was invaluable for them, for us, for our team. And the good thing is the guys that we threw out there in that first half, the ones that haven't been playing quite as much, look good. And so I'm happy for them. It may end up being a problem for me, but that'll a situation that it'll just work itself out. So, like you said, Rams has been battling an ankle injury for a week now. Hasn't practiced since Corpus Christi. Gutted it out against Akron. Really, played through some pain. He was limping around pretty good, and then he'd been working around the clock on it with our trainer to get the game ready, and he was. But after this game started, I'm like, hey man, we're going to shut you down and try to really get you right for going forward. We don't want that to be a lingering issue.
Go ahead, Steph.
Obviously, MJ gets the dunk there at the end, but what did you think of that 4-minute stretch that he had in the first quarter, contributed in a lot of different ways?
I love MJ. He's going to be a really, really good player. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. He's going from 0 to 60 a little bit in terms of what's required at this level, the athletes that he's playing against each and every day. And it's a transition for everyone has to make. And the guys that don't play, they all want to play more. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's college basketball in 2022, and I understand that. And that's why today was so valuable. And then for him, like I keep telling everybody, hey, you get out there and get an opportunity, make the most of it. Be prepared for that opportunity when it comes and make the most of it. And he, along with Kamani Hamilton, I thought looked really, really good in most of their runs all day long.
We'll go back to Paul. Again, raise your hands if you have questions for Coach.
Coach, obviously it's a long season and a lot of guys are getting used to each other, but just after a small sample, looks like McNair and Tyler Stevenson kind of settled in today and look more like themselves. And you think it was just a matter of obviously they'll have some on and off nights moving forward, just a matter of getting the nerves out and learning their teammates?
I think for Tyler specifically, it was just to get him to slow down. He's so excited to be here. He's such a great kid. I'm so happy he's with us. He's going to help us win games. He's about the right stuff. He's coming home and playing for the Bulldogs. And he's got a lot of people, a lot of family that are around this area that are rooting him on. And, he looked different tonight. Like you said, he just a little more comfortable. The game slowed down for him a little bit. And even though he's experienced, he's not experienced playing, with these new guys, playing for me. And so, like you said, hopefully that will continue, but he looked more comfortable. He looked like he did in practice. And then Will, I've coached Will a long time. And obviously I think highly of him or I wouldn't have brought him with us. But he struggled early, kind of got down on himself, lost his confidence. And the last 24 hours since we got back from Philadelphia, he's been great. He's smiling. He's being a good teammate. And it's reflected in his play today. I thought he rebounded the ball really well. He snatched some rebounds out of the air. He scored around the basket. He was, he knows our system inside and out and was helping others, keeping organized. And hopefully this will help both those guys moving forward.
With Tolu, I didn't have maybe the scoring night that we've seen the first couple games from him, but he still gets, I think, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. I guess what did you learn from his play today about other ways that he can contribute to a game?
Well, he was awesome on the bench. When I looked down there or glanced down there, he was one of the first ones up, and that's an awesome sign when you stand where I do during the game. When the guy that's led us in scoring and rebounding in the early season is getting excited for his teammates and waving the towel, and just the emotion he had on his face. And it doesn't surprise me. He's been that way in practice. He's an emerging leader. He's been willing and able to open his mouth in some tough situations and try to get some other guys on the right page. So it was fun to see, and certainly I think for all of us, it was nice to know that, we can play well and not him have to have a huge game for us.
We'll go to Jack, second row in the middle.
Coach, you had a really balanced offensive tack today. It wasn't really one or two guys dominating the scoring. It was a lot of guys 8, 7, 6 points. I guess how big is that to kind of just get a lot of other guys involved rather than just kind of being having a couple ball dominant guys?
Yeah, it was great. I've coached a bunch of different teams, and I've had a lot of teams that stat sheets look like that, and I love it, because it's really hard to scout against. When you have that many people that contribute in a bunch of different columns, it's hard to prepare for. And who knows how the season will unfold. I can't imagine it look like that often, but when it does, it helps team camaraderie. Everybody's excited because they're in the game. They feel a part of it. We become closer as a team, and again, who knows, what the future holds, but I certainly love when that happens. And I do want to say that, Pine Bluff, they had our full attention as a staff. Every game's going to have our full attention as a staff. But the fact that they lost by 1 to TCU opening night, and they lost by 8 to Oklahoma on Friday. And we obviously talked a ton about that and showed our guys a bunch of clips. I think that really helped us get our mind right and prepare to play a Sunday afternoon game against a team that maybe doesn't have the name recognition as some of the other teams that these guys have played against the past. So that was helpful to us, probably not that helpful to them. And then I think we caught them at a really good time. They played 4 games in 7 days, and they've been traveling all over the United States playing basketball games, so that was helpful too.
Any other questions for Coach? Raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you.
Okay, thank you.